I want to share with you what I went through here recently in trying to get a review and analysis of my end of course evaluations. So last semester, I made a video and I'll link it up here somewhere. But that one talks in detail about using AI to help you analyze end of course evaluations. I went through and tried to do that now, and there were some issues in that trying to do it specifically with the big three, right? The big three AIs, it was difficult. And I'm talking about using the free AI tools such as Gemini, such as ChatGPT, the free version, and then Microsoft Copilot. So I'm going to talk about what you can do now to make it as easy as possible to use AI to help you to analyze your end of course evaluations. Now, again, I recommend going back and looking at that initial video because it really helps you to give a better overall understanding of how you can get the most out of your end of course evaluations. But now we're assuming that you've already asked your students to go through and do your end of course evaluations, because the more of those the more students that actually fill it out, the better that information is. You've also already gone through and you've written out a reflection statement. I really recommend that. Write out a reflection statement on how you think you did, how you think the semester went. So that's already done. And then now you're going through and actually you've gotten your end of course evaluations from whatever system your university or your school uses. You have that feedback, you reviewed it, and now you want the AI to go through and give you a sentiment analysis, right? So that's where we're at right now. It's important for you to go through all of those steps to get the most out of these end of course evaluations. So after you've reviewed it, we're going to submit it to the AI. Now I tried doing it on ChatGPT. It won't accept a file because we're trying to do this as easily as possible. So getting my PDF, that's how we get it here at our university. Getting my PDF of my end of course evaluation, I can't just give it to ChatGPT, the free version. It won't accept my file. Now, maybe the plus version will, but I like to go with the lowest common denominator using free tools. So ChatGPT won't do it. Now, when you go to Gemini or you go to Copilot, Microsoft Copilot AI, both of those, they won't take your PDFs anymore. They used to in the past, but right now they won't. So they will accept an image. So you could try reformatting your PDF, saving it as an image, but I tried doing that and it still wouldn't properly work. So there goes that. Now, the one AI that I did find that is free and that will allow this is Perplexity. Now, I don't often use Perplexity. I've used it in the past and it's very good. But my thoughts were that, well, it does the same thing as ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot. And Microsoft Copilot is actually more powerful because Perplexity uses a refined version of GPT 3.5 Turbo. But the thing is that this goes back to AI literacy in that you really have to think about and know these different AI tools because they're all strong in different ways. So Perplexity is strong in that it will fully accept your PDF, just natively, easily, and in the free version, because it also has a paid version. But in the free version, you can easily upload a PDF. It'll analyze it. So here's an example here. So I go into Perplexity and I simply say, please assume the role of a university professor and instructional designer. Review the end of course feedback that I will provide you and analyze it to identify any themes, trends, or patterns. Conduct a sentiment analysis and give me the results as well as an overall summary of what you find. Do you understand? So I tell it that, and then the answer is, yes, I understand. Your request to analyze the end of course feedback provided and conduct a sentiment analysis to identify themes, trends, or patterns. I will carefully review the feedback and provide you with results, including an overall summary of the findings. So I tell it, here's my end of course evaluation, and then I submit a PDF. So I put in a previous one here, fall 2023. So I put in my PDF, and now when I put in that PDF, before I did that, I went in and I made sure that there weren't any names in there. My name was in there, but I made sure that none of my students' names were in there. There wasn't any extremely private information, because sometimes in the comments, students will say, oh, this person did this, or my name is this, or here's my email address. So I removed all that. to make sure that we're maximizing privacy of information, right? There wasn't anything in there that I didn't want the AI to have. So I made sure of that. And then I fed that to Perplexity, to the AI in this case. After I fed that, it gives me an answer based on the end of course feedback provided for, and then it lists the course here, EC 233, Professional Communication, course taught by Professor Brent Anders in fall 2023. Several themes, trends, and sentiments can be identified. And then it goes through and it gives me a nice breakdown of course and assignment and structured evaluation. So it's looking at the actual end of course evaluation and it's breaking things down. It's talking about how, hey, the students really liked the course. They agreed or strongly agreed with the course pace. It was appropriate. The students highly praised Professor Anders for managing the class. Great. The sentiment towards the course and Professor Anders is overwhelmingly positive, with students expressing gratitude, satisfaction. And then it goes through and does a sentiment analysis, positive aspects, constructive feedback. While the feedback is largely positive, there are suggestions for improvement, such as providing tables in the classroom for note-taking and addressing minor comfort issues with seating. This is great because, yeah, some of the comments, there's lots of construction going on at my university, so we had to be in a classroom that just had chairs and we had special things where they could write, but it wasn't a great situation. And that came out in the end of course evaluations. So this is awesome. It's really going through, looking at it, and then giving me this sort of overall summary, overall expression of some of the themes and trends that were in there, and then giving me this overall sentiment analysis. So this is great. Remember, and of course, evaluations is just one data point. We also have to take it and then apply it with other things. So now that I reviewed it, I reviewed my end of course evaluations. Now I have the AI giving me a summary, giving me sort of another set of eyes on my end of course evaluations to help verify what I saw. Now I can take this and add this to other data points such as peer evaluations. Maybe the Center for Teaching and Learning gave me an observation. Maybe I had my boss give me an overall evaluation, a dean or a program chair. So I can combine all that now and then start to see there's a better overall picture, as well as mid-semester feedback that I might have had, that I might have given within my course. So this would give me some great overall data. Now I take that and I put that with what happened last semester, what happened the semester before that. Now I can see some trends, now I can see some patterns. So putting it all together, we can get some good benefit from our end of course evaluations, and AI can be a really good help to ensure that we see the full picture. So that's a great way to use AI. And I hope this helps you right now to do it in the most efficient way possible. Perplexity, it's a great AI tool and it functions really well. The free version, you have about 600 interactions per day that you can use before it cuts you off. So 600 is a pretty good amount before you have to switch to the pro plan or pay for it. So that's one way to use it. Again, very good. I've got some great results from it. I still really like the free version of ChatGPT as well as Copilot and Gemini. I switch back and forth, but again, another example of it's important to you to use and be familiar with other tools so you can know what is the best one out there for the given task. Everything is different. There's different situations where different ones might be more effective. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time for this. And if you find this useful, please like it, share it, so that we can continue to develop our community. And remember, learning is for life. Be sure to review the other video where I talk about how to use AI to help you with the next step as far as using AI as an instructional designer to help you address all the issues that you find from an end of course evaluation. It'll help you to come up with different techniques to improve the class overall.